This is my newest gaming setup. Since I'm a full-time content creator and streamer, my setup needed to be functional and have a really cool looking background. Me and my dad built this entire setup by hand, and it was really meant for me to be unique while keeping a really clean design. So I'm going to be taking you guys through an in-depth tour of my gaming setup. Let's start with the PC. Now, the PC is actually a crazy build that I've built. Over the years, I've collected parts from other brands, and I've also been saving up money to buy this insane rig. It's been a long time coming for this build, and honestly, it is a pretty beefy boy. Starting off with the CPU, it's a 5950X, 16 cores, I believe, 32 cores hypothetical, or hyper-threading. My motherboard is a B550E ROG Strix from obviously ASUS. They actually sponsored that motherboard a while back, so thank you ASUS. My RAM is the Corsair Vengeance. It's actually 64 gigs of RAM at 3600 megahertz. The GPU is a 3090 Strix by ASUS. This GPU was not sponsored. I bought this one myself, and it took a long time to find the dream GPU. It is a 24 gigabyte GDDR5, and it's a damn beast. I only really play Valorant, but it's kind of an overkill. I've been playing more Apex and Minecraft on stream recently, and this thing has just been killing it. Then for the power supply, I think I'm rocking a 1200 watt PSU from, I want to say Thermaltake. I'm not 100% sure. My whole specs list is also in my other build video, so if you guys are interested in watching my build video, it's pretty sick, so you guys should check that out. So the PC case I get a lot of questions on was collaborated with me and Nacho Customs and Power GPU, which is an amazing PC build company. You should check them out. They did all the glass work, and then Nacho Custom painted the top of the case with some Kakashi and light blue, which is super clean. Power GPU gave me this case for free, so thank you guys so much for that. In total, I'm rocking an M.2 drive that's a 1 terabyte for my Windows, and then on top of that, I have a 7 terabyte hard drive for just different files and videos that I like to store. And on top of that, I have two 2 terabyte hard drives as well, and a 1 terabyte SSD for games. That's a lot. That's a lot of storage. Welcome to being a video editor. The case that I built it in is the Lian Li XL, but it's the ASUS ROG Edition Lian Li case. Then let's move on to the desk. The desk is a hardware reflections countertop. I'm rocking 2 countertops and 4 aux drawers. The way that I did this is I took both pieces of these birch wood countertops. I got them from Home Depot. They're unfinished. And then me and my dad took a propane tank, flamed the top of the countertop to give this like burn, not burn look. And then we sealed it with some Deathwood finish on top of that, sanded that, and then did about 2 to 3 coats on that, and it made it nice and smooth. And I did that for both of my desks. One's an 8-foot and one is a 6-foot. Let's talk about my peripherals. I'm running a Gutzyaiden mousepad, obviously. This one is unreleased and it will be out in April, so if you like this, I have 4 different colors. We have 4 different type of Skyline ones we are releasing. It's one of my best collections I think I've created, and I'm working on releasing that in April. So if you're seeing this video past April, it's probably out and you can go get it, and it'll be in the link in the description. Moving on, I run right now, primarily, I run the Viper Mini wired. I'm waiting for the Viper Mini wireless to come out. I think a lot of people are too, but I actually switched from the G Pro Superlight to this mouse because I just like the comfortability of the Viper Mini. It fits and feels better than my other mice that I've used before. For my main keyboard, I actually made a full YouTube video on this keyboard as well. It's a D60 with Helios V2, 65 gram linears, and also running some nice white PBT keycaps off of Amazon. I'm waiting for my GMK Striker to come in September, so one day it'll come. I ordered it last year, so maybe it'll be here next year. And then on top of that, I'm running a Shure SM7B with a Go XLR. I know that's pretty run-of-the-mill at this point, and I might switch to the beacon stuff in the future because I do have a full revamp coming soon. Then on top of that, for my peripherals, I'm running the HyperX Alpha 2s. I switched from the M50Xs because my M50Xs recently broke, so I've been kind of using these as like a filler, and they're not too bad. Then on the front of my desk, I have the Stream Deck. I use a bunch of different folders and stuff like that to cycle between scenes, skip songs on Spotify, and on top of that, I just have some lighting changes for the wall behind me. Also for my camera is a Sony a6400, and I'm also rocking a 12mm lens. Yes, you heard me, a 12mm lens. I know, super, super wide, but I wanted people to see the entire room setup behind me, and it looks really good on stream right now. Also, that is sitting on the Elgato multi-mount. It is clamped to the desk near the monitor, and it goes up and over to keep a clean and minimal look to the camera and make it kind of hidden almost. Now let's talk about my monitors. So I'm running 3 monitors in total, including a fourth behind me. Usually I don't use that one. So I'm running 4 monitors in total. 3 of them are 27-inch. They're all different brands, so let me go through them. My main monitor is a 280 hertz Asus Tough with 27-inch wide. Also, the top monitor is a Dell monitor. It's a 144 hertz Dell. Don't know the exact specifications on it because I bought it off Facebook Marketplace. And then also my vertical monitor is an Azai 21-inch that they actually sent out to me, so thank you, Azai. And yeah, I use my chat on this one. I usually use chat, and then when I'm off stream, I use Discord on this monitor. And on my main monitor, I play games, obviously, watch YouTube videos and stuff like that, also edit some videos. The top monitor is basically for anything else unnecessarily that I don't need, like, you know, OBS sometimes sits up there, or, you know, some stream alerts sometimes sit up there. But other than that, when I'm mainly using productivity, a lot of the stuff doesn't go on the top monitor. It's mainly on the main monitor. And also, a lot of people ask me why I have a monitor behind me. So when I stream on Twitch, I usually keep that monitor on behind me, and I'm actually getting some alerts designed to where when people give subs, it would show up on that back screen with their name and stuff. So then basically, if someone donates or does something big like a massive raid or something, it would also show on that screen behind me. And that's really the only purpose it's there for, and also just to keep a clean background on it for the stream. Instead of just having that empty space, I think it was kind of cool that I had some sort of monitor there. I don't know. That monitor, by the way, is a 240 hertz Alienware. Used to be my old main monitor until Asus sponsored partial of my setup. So thank you, Asus. Moving on to the entire room, like the background slash the wall that you see here. So the wall is actually built custom by me and my dad, and we actually built it on a YouTube video. It's in my moving vlog slash building my $30,000 setup video. If you guys want to check that out, it's also in the link in the description as well. Basically, we built this wall pretty easily. It took about 1.5 inch thick plywood, essentially screwed it to the wall. And then on top of that, we planned out how the Govee glides would go across. This in particular took 4 Govee glides to make it go across. Govee doesn't have a way of making one long piece across. It can only go up to 7 or 6. So what we did is we bought 4 packs, basically put 2 and 2 on each side, and then made it run across. Essentially, the coolest thing about the wall is that you can do all these cool lighting effects that you can just make look so clean. And it doesn't show any little dots. It's very clean. It's all diffused, and it looks actually incredible. And there's actual directional lighting to the GA, so it kind of worked out pretty good. And then also, I get a lot of questions on the GA logo. Me and my dad built this out of a countertop, which is the same exact countertops as the ones you see on my desk. We actually messed up on one of our countertops for the sit-stand desk that's over there in the back, you'll see. What we did is we cut it out of a countertop that we used to have for the other desk that we messed up on, and it actually turned out great. The way that I cut this is I had to get a projector screen. On the projector screen, I put my logo, the GA logo, in a big font, basically. Once I shined it on the countertop, I just taped around the entire logo so we could have an easy cut, and then basically traced it to where then my dad could cut it with the saw. The saw was actually really hard, and do not try this on home unless you have like safe people that can actually do it. My dad is very handy and knows how to do some of this stuff, so please don't try it without any parental advision if you're gonna do this kind of thing. Yeah, so it took about 2 hours, and then we did the same burn like we did on our actual desk, and it turned out really cool. It's one of the coolest custom pieces I have in my setup, and I think it just is a staple of my brand. So it's also because of you guys that I have this brand, so thank you guys. So now moving on to the productivity setup. Now this is one of the biggest parts of my setup that really not a lot of people see. You can see it kind of on stream, but no one really knows what it's used for, and I'll go through everything that I use on this setup. This entire setup is basically for filming product reviews, B-roll shots sometimes, basically having another workspace in case I don't have enough room on my actual desk. The whole point of it is a flexi spot vertical mount desk, so it can go up and down, and we replaced the countertop with it, which was also a pain, so don't try that at home. You had to really mangle the stuff to get it off. After that, we basically put that custom countertop that we did with the GA logo in it, which we also did that by taping as well, and then we sealed it a different color. And then once we sand and then did a clear coat, that was darker than the actual desk itself. So once we got the desk done, then it was trying to plan how I would use this setup. So I have 2 pegboards. It keeps my keyboard, switches, some camera equipment, and also just a Twitch sign that I like having in the background. This setup is basically for B-roll, and so I like to keep it somewhat clean or have my products that I'm going to review on it, so I know that I need to review those things, and it'll do like a really nice, it's a nice little storage area for sure. I also have nano leaves on the left side, and then I also have a lamp above it. This lamp is actually one of my favorite lamps, and you can't get it anymore. It's discontinued by IKEA, so no, I can't get you guys the link. I get a lot of questions on this. I actually had this lamp since the beginning of my career on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, all that. It attested to me getting my most viral viewed video ever at 7.5 million views now about room hacks, about a lamp, and it's still one of the best pieces of my room today. Everyone asks me where to get it, and you can't get it anymore, unfortunately. I have a couple different keyboards on this side, and it's an Icky 68. I also have a KBD 67 Lite R3. I think I have a Gamma K67 and a Acco 3601 with ink black switches. So those are all the keyboards on my pegboard, and honestly, I don't really use any of these keyboards unless like I really need to swap one or I use it for a video or something. Overall, it's pretty cool. Also on the pegboard, I have a knife from CSGO. It's a Elemental Knives Crimson Web Karambit, and I don't think they sell these anymore. I've tried to look for some because I've always wanted some more for my setup, but I can't seem to find them anymore. So if you guys let me know where to find them, I'll leave a link in the description, so let me know. Then to the left side of my setup, I do have a mini fridge, and I usually keep drinks and stuff like that in this. Waters, sometimes G Fuel if they ever send me out some. For the most part, that's pretty much it. Then on top of the fridge, I have an on air sign that I like to keep kind of right in the back of the stream. Just kind of a cool piece to have inside the room. I also keep a candle right on top of this just because I like the spot for it, and it's pretty cool. Then to the left side of my monitors, I do have a stacked shoe rack. It's basically like interlocking little cubes that you can put your shoes in, and it's a super nice storage place for them. If you guys want a shoe tour video, let me know in the comments. I would love to make like a little shoe collection video, but these just kind of sit right next to my setup, and it fits perfectly. And then also to the left and right of my monitors, I do have two Home Depot shelves. They're not wax shelves from IKEA, but they are a similar version to them. And on top of the left shelf, I have some product boxes. I have 3 mice boxes and a couple iPhone boxes. On top of that, I have a hanging plant and a Kakashi poster. And then on the right, I have 2 fake plants and 2 cameras that I used to use, just kind of as like a little novelty piece. It's pretty cool. So my lighting on the left and right side of my desk is a kit from Raylino on Amazon. They sent it out to me a while back. I've actually liked them a lot. It's basically a really nice lighting kit. They are battery powered, so you can leave them plugged in or you can unplug them and you can move them around, which is super, super nice, especially since I'm trying to do like little shoots and I need to move a quick light. I can always just pull them off my setup and go move them somewhere. If you guys want these, again, I'll have a lot of this stuff linked in the description. Also, for my chair, I'm running a Secret Labs Omega chair. I've been using this for a while now, and I really like the chair. I bought it back about 2 years ago, and it hasn't really frayed in any spots. It's really solid quality, and it's actually still really comfortable. No flat spots or anything like that, so that's been really enjoyable to have. I also have an automatic trash can that I bought about a year ago when I moved in here. It's really awesome. Basically, you can fill up the trash can, press a button, and it automatically seals the bag so you can just toss it in your trash can. It's actually such a W play, especially if you like are someone who games a long time, you don't feel like taking your trash out much. You literally just hit the button, take it to somewhere and toss it, and it's really, really easy. On the right side of my setup, also, I do have a Nintendo Switch sitting here for Mario Kart streams and also Pokemon and different stuff like that I can also, you know, hang out with stream and play some Nintendo games. I also have a Kakashi rug that was done by Rug Princess on Instagram. You guys can check her out. She is an incredible artist. Honestly, if you guys want a rug from her, you should check her out. She does a lot of custom work like mine and so many different other rug pieces. And this rug costed me about 400 bucks, but it took about 2 months to make. And it's honestly one of the coolest things I have in my setup, for sure. I also have a racing sim that I sometimes use on stream, not very often, but I just recently built a frame for it. It's rocking the G29 steering wheel and the pedals and also the shifter, and the stand is on Amazon. I'll have that link in the description. It's actually such a nice sturdy stand that I can just wheel it anywhere I need to. I cable managed it to where I can just put one cable in and it's pretty much ready to go, besides power, obviously. This is one of the coolest things that I bought for the racing sim, because then now I can just move it wherever, and it's really, really cool. Also, on the right side of my room, I have my dresser on the right side of my room, and it basically has some art, just some miscellaneous things like an iPad and things that I don't really use that often, but I just kind of have. I have a record player right here, and I also have a Kakashi poster that was done by Hello Senpai on Instagram. She's also a really dope artist. I love a lot of her work too. I also have a photo that I took in photography in college of my GTI that I used to have, and also the Gary Vee book on success, which I like reading too. I haven't read in a while, but reading some of Gary Vee's stuff has been nice. Yeah, and then above that, I have a New York City canvas that I really like. It's very minimal, very, very cool. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to check out this video where I built this entire setup you see behind me, and also check out this one on how I afforded it. Thank you for watching.